What's this thing over here collecting dust for?
Ooh. You are now listening to the Collecting Dust Podcast, your weekly escape for all things hobby and collecting. Ladies and gentlemen, hobbyists, collectors, enthusiasts, welcome to episode 3 of the Collecting Dust Podcast. I'm your host, Alex, and welcome to the show. We got a banger for you today. We got a banger for you this week, or at least I think so anyway. We're going to have an interview later on with my boy, AlreadyBentSlinky. If you've been around the YouTube, you already know who he is. He's a fantastic guy, so we're going to get him in here and chat for a little bit, right? Just have a good time. Much like the other weeks, or other 2 episodes, we are going to start at the top with announcements, move on over into weekly pickups, get into the heinous hobbies, then we will pop in with a little conversation with AlreadyBentSlinky. Hashtag, let's go. I'm so excited. So let's hop into announcements first, I think. First and foremost, we'll pop in with the announcements. Big one. We got a big one this week. My wife and I's podcast, Suspiracy. You're watching this or listening to this on Monday. In 2 days, on Wednesday, we will be recording episode 1. So that's really exciting. What are we doing for a conspiracy for episode 1? Chemtrails. Fantastic. I love it. It's going to be great. Other announcements. We do now have a Facebook page that you can go over there and follow at facebook.com/canceledcult, or you can search at Canceled Cult over there and find our Facebook page. We also have an email, so if anybody wants to be a part of the shows, if you want to be a part of Collecting Dust and want to share, funny stories or heinous hobbies, or maybe you got a little bit of an audience and you want to swap, you can go ahead and email us over there at cancelcallproductions@gmail.com, and we will get back to you, and we can see what we can do. I think it'll be fantastic. Final announcement, we do not have a winner for the Battle Styles ETB as of yet, as of recording this. We will announce that next episode, in episode 4 next week, so be prepared. It's going to be fantastic. I'm super excited for somebody to win it. I'm super excited for someone to take it away from me, because I don't want it. Get it out of here. It's going to be fantastic. So I think that is, that's what we got for announcements this week. Like I said, you can go ahead and contact us if you want to be a part of the show at cancelcultproductions@gmail.com. Suspiracy will be out in a couple weeks, probably, the first episode. So you can go follow us on YouTube at YouTube. Go over to YouTube and search Cancel Cult. We don't have a custom URL for that yet. And, come follow the page on Facebook. Should be fun. We'll link a bunch of stuff over there. So I think we can just hop on over now to the weekly pickups section of the podcast, and we can go over what we picked up this week. All right, so coming off of this announcements here, we got our weekly pickups, and I'm not gonna lie, most of these pickups were my wife. She went on kind of a little shopping spree on the Funko app, or Funko shop. However, I did pick up my first ever Funko soda. It's a Freddie Mercury. If you don't know Freddie Mercury, I feel bad for you, man. One of the greatest talents music has ever seen. We did just get the common. Unfortunately, it wasn't the chase. But my first Funko soda. So I was happy to pick that up. I thought it was pretty cool. There is a YouTube video of me unboxing that on the channel, youtube.com/c/McCavityCat, MICAVITYCAT. You can go watch that over there. And then my wife picked up a bunch of Funko Pops this week. First and foremost, I figured it'd be fitting because of her. We start with Psyduck from Pokemon. She got a Psyduck Funko Pop, and my wife has a medical condition where she has a headache almost all the time, and it's terrible. But it's also hilarious and fitting that she decided to pick Psyduck as her favorite Pokemon, since he always has a headache. Fantastic. The next one she picked up here, we got a Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy. So pretty neat. There's also Patrick Stump, but we only got Pete. Patrick can go away. You know, Pete's the reason that Fall Out Boy ever became what it did. I don't know if that's true, but I prefer Pete. Moving on over, next she picked up a Bill Nye Funko, and it doesn't look like it's a part of a set. The back of the box has like his picture and like almost like his signature, but it's not a signature series. She is a big fan of Bill Nye, so she had to pick it up, obviously. That makes the most sense to me, anyway. Her next pickup we got at the comic book shop a few days ago. It is Professor Poopypants from Captain Underpants. Nice. And it is the old school FYE sticker. It's a 2017 pop. And it's weird, man. The comic book shop is weird, right? Because they had this pop with the old school FYE tag for $10.99, and the Funko app was pinging it at, God, what was it? It was like $19 for it. But then they also had the normal common that the comic book shop was trying to sell for like $15.99, and the Funko PPG value on that was like $9. So I don't know where they get their price. It's very wrong, very incorrect, and very funny. So the next thing we got here is if David Rose, or if Schitt's Creek is the Chick-fil-A of TV shows, then Barney Stinson is the, well, I guess, How I Met Your Mother is the, let's just say, the KFC spicy chicken sandwich of TV shows. It's a close second. So we got Barney Stinson here, absolutely my favorite character. Suit up, right? Have you met Ted? He's got a little whiskey glass in there. It's pretty sweet. It's a pretty good pop. And then the final pop that we got this week is U.S. Agent from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Man, I loved this show. Did you love this show? Let me know. I absolutely have to know. WandaVision was immaculate, right? One of my favorite TV shows to come out in a really long time. And when Falcon and Winter Soldier started, I was like, man, this is pretty good for like the first few episodes, right? But those back three episodes were so outstandingly good. I was a big fan. Big fan. I don't think we really got any more weekly pickups to go over. My camera, I am using that same Canon M50 mirrorless camera that I did on YouTube, except now I have the adapter that the Best Buy guy said didn't exist. Well, guess what? It's right there. And now I can use my Canon 50mm lens with the 1.8 aperture, and it's dark in this room, but I am lit up, baby. I love it. It's my favorite lens, so I was really happy to finally get that adapter in, and I'm also running the camera on battery power right now, so the batteries don't die while I'm recording the podcast, because guess what? Hi, YouTube. I am on video today over at YouTube, Cancel Cult Productions over there on YouTube. Forgot we don't have a custom URL, so... Fantastic. So that's weekly pickups for this week, man. I really don't have a ton of other stuff that I can think of. So I think without the further ado, we're going to head on over into Heinous Hobbies and see what we got this week. Okay, so we are now over into the Heinous Hobbies section of the Collecting Dust podcast. Thank you for sticking around this long, man. We got 3 stories today. 2 of them are like, what, bro? And the third one is like, oh, that's kind of neat. So I figured we start with the worst first, and then finish it out with the best stories. So this article right here is called "Pokemon Card Scalpers Hit New Low in Violent Walmart Footage." Crazy. And then it starts off here. You might like collecting Pokemon cards, but do you like them enough to trigger a stampede in Walmart as soon as the store opens, to the shock of the staff who have to contain the chaos? I'm going to assume the answer is no. Yeah. We're just going to get into the meat and potatoes of this, but basically it's they talk about the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. So now, in the video taken by Instagram user TCG Grassy and shared by Twitter user BigCards30, you can see people start jogging to the shelves as soon as the doors open at 7 o'clock in the morning at the store. Speaking to Kotaku, TCG Grassy said restocks are usually much more peaceful than this. No, they're not. Who are you lying to? They think that the ruckus was caused by a couple of people who picked up the pace, which then made others speed up, And once everyone reached the shelves, they scooped armfuls of cards into bags and trolleys. I've been in lines at other stores with them, and they've always been respectful in the past. Kind of crazy, said TCG Grassy. Walmart's staff were also said to be annoyed and shocked at the scene. No shit, okay? Here's the video. I'm not going to play it with audio probably, but we can see the doors open up. And, yeah, people are just rushing in. Dude in the blue is just taking off, man. It's like watching a horse trick race. Like, we should have placed bets on this beforehand. But I don't think this was all Pokemon cards. I think that there was a lot of sports card scalping going on here, too. But look at these. I mean, these guys just getting in there, man. Just getting in there. Look at this guy over here. Jesus. It's quite a dumb thing to witness. It's quite dumb that we're to this point in the hobby. Expectedly, the clip has created a stir on social media. No shit. When people can make several hundreds of dollars flipping just that morning's haul, it's going to continue. And he's right. And that's what Cards PS said. Let's see. The Pokemon Company has expressed that it is aware of the shortages, attributing to the high demand and global shipping constraints impacting availability. Fortunately, Target and McDonald's have put into place policies to control the demand when it comes to selling Pokemon cards, and Walmart might be considering adopting the same approach. They would be smart too. I think we need to just shut all sales off in store until this gets better. Except I don't think it's just going to get better. You know, that's not something that this just does, unfortunately. So yeah, nothing too crazy, but I seen this stampede of scumbags, and I thought we might as well share it. The next one, this is juicy right here. Fandom website promises $60 an hour to hunt for Pokemon cards. Crazy. This is from KUTV. Pokemon cards and their seemingly endless increase in value have led to many problems across the world, especially for collectors. This is true. Thanks to the rise in value, the Pokemon card craze has led to card shortages and scalpers taking things to new extremes. Big facts. Phantom Spot, an online fandom platform, is looking to fight the frenzy by offering a new service called Pokemon Card Hunters. Fantastic. Pokemon Card Hunters would be paid to travel to several stores either locally or around the state looking for items requested by customers willing to pay the fees. Customers can expect to pay hunters $60 an hour, fam, to either physically shop for trading cards or search online to make purchases. It's up to them. The final payment will ultimately be up to the agreement between the hunter and the customer. Wow. Phantom Spot said that they will match customers with suitable hunters based on their location and how they want their services carried out. The service launched across all of North America and is available for all registered members of the site. If you're interested in becoming a Pokemon card hunter, you'll need to provide a photo ID after registration and must be 18 years or older. You'll also need to have a clean driving license and access to the internet. And once you've been approved as a hunter, you'll be given specific instructions by your customer on how they like to carry out the work. So, what is the difference between this and scalping? This is just scalping, except if I'm a scalper, bro, it takes the burden off of me. Right? Like if I'm going to Target and this person is, customers can expect to pay hunters $60 an hour. So if I'm going to Target and I find a Shining Fates ETB and this is what you want and it's $50, but you're going to pay me $60 on top of, is it on top of the ETB? Because that's worse than it is right now, man. You're better off just going to eBay. Holy cow, dude. What is this? This is like, wow. Enterprise scalping. This is like scalping LLC. That's nuts, dude. That's nuts. I hate it, and I think it's dumb. And I think whoever had that bright idea needs to be fired. And homeless. That might be a little too much. Anyways, we'll hop on to the final story of the week here. We got, this is a good one, man. I like this one, and it's not heinous. It's actually a pretty good thing, I think, if we can find the product anywhere. So we have Panini, obviously notorious sports trading cards, producer, Panini America, and Funko announces Funko Pop Trading Card Collectible. That's right. You've heard it here first. Actually, you probably read it on Complex or something else. At the top of the month, Funko introduced a new line of series of collectible figures, Funko Gold, and they are looking to close the month out with another new product. Today, Panini America, a leader in licensed collectibles in the sports and entertainment worlds, and Funko announced that they will be collaborating on the Funko Pop Trading Card. Yes, you read that right. I'm glad I did. Thank you. Per the press release, Panini and Funko's new Pop line will start with 6 players from the NBA and NFL, with word that it will extend across multiple sports later this year. We got some Tiger Woods action coming on or what? Pop trading cards are set to hit shelves this holiday season, similar to the Pop comic covers and Pop album. And those albums are sweet, but they also have game covers as well. I think if you go to GameStop, you can actually pre-order a Witcher 3 Funko game cover, and it's actually really sweet. So, yeah. The Pop trading cards will feature the Panini Prism card art sold with a protective case, allowing it to be displayed wherever you keep your collectibles. I think that sounds fantastic. In a statement, Vice President of Marketing of Panini America, Jason Howarth, says that Panini is excited to enter into this collaboration with Funko. The success of our Panini trading cards in the collectible space, along with the success that Funko is experiencing in the vinyl figures collectible space, makes this an ideal collaboration, and I couldn't agree more. If we can get lucky enough to find the product, that's ultimately what it boils down to, if we can find the product. So yeah, that's Heinous Hobbies for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Next, we're going to hop in and have a little chat with my buddy, AlreadyBentSlinky, aka Jazz. You'll be able to find him over at YouTube at AlreadyBentSlinky. So let's get him in here and let's have a little conversation. DJ Jazz.
Yo, what up, man?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Dude, it's been a while, man. I'm doing all right, man. Just kind of take it one day at a time, man.
That's awesome, dude.
It's hard. Yeah, dude. How's everything with you, man?
It's good, man. Collecting Funkos,
Yes.
Still staying away from the Pokemon stuff at the moment, actually.
Oh my goodness, man.
It's rough.
It's become such a there's more people that want to make money into it than there are people that are into the actual hobby now, right? So it's just like I can't look at a person and be like, you're genuine, unless you prove it to me somehow through just you tell me, okay, through a conversation you can tell me certain things about the actual hobby, then I'll be like, oh, this person's actually genuinely interested. Other than that, it's like people just want money.
Right. Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's hard to distinguish the difference between, someone who actually, again, genuinely cares and who's just trying to scalp.
Right.
It's hard.
Right. Yeah, man. It's been rough on that front, but other than that, things have been going pretty great. Haven't actually heard your voice in a long time, so it's nice. And thank you for coming on the podcast. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Man. Means a lot.
Yeah, dude.
You're the first person I wanted to get on here,
awesome.
dude. First person.
Dude, I when you gave me the opportunity, I was like, I'm obviously gonna say yes, man. That's so wicked that you guys are. So the start of it, you mentioned, so it's something that you and your wife are starting, or is it something like, who was kind of the person that decided to kind of go the podcast way?
Yeah. So she actually got me into podcasts. I never really listened to them very much.
Okay.
But she listens to a few. Her work schedule and hours is kind of like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but she starts work at 3 a.m. and goes till 5 p.m. So it's like 12 to 15 hour days.
Oh, jeez.
So she needed something that she could do while she was doing that. And so she started listening to podcasts. And like a few weeks ago, she sent me a text and said that she maybe wanted, she kind of deals with anxiety a little bit. And she wants to come on like my main YouTube channel and do like Funko unboxings, and wanted to do Pokemon unboxings when I was doing, a lot of that. But she's kind of nervous about it, but she wanted to maybe to kind of work on that anxiety a little bit. She texted me a couple weeks ago when she was at work and said, I want to try this. I like listening to him. I want to try it. So I was like, all right, we'll buy the stuff. And she had an idea for her and her sister's own. And then Suspiracy for us, the conspiracy theory one. And then I was like, well, I want to do my own. Okay. So that's why I started collecting dust. I was like, why not? I mean, it's a once a week thing. It's a little more hands off, kind of like editing videos and stuff can get a little tedious,
Oh gosh, man. I can only imagine, man. I've some of the people that I've just off topic real quick. I mean, some of the people I watch on YouTube, like they've told me they've spent 8 to 10 hours, editing a video. Oh yeah. I'll never forget when this guy said that. He's like, I spend 8 hours on a video, editing and getting everything right, and we're talking maybe a 10-minute video.
Right.
And it's like I go to, I don't have to tell you this. Like I go to work for 8 hours. Like I can't imagine just sitting there for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Working on a video. And then, to be completely, completely satisfied with it and all that after. I mean, you gotta have the time, and it's something, I feel like a podcast, like you mentioned, a podcast takes a lot of that away. So you're not dealing with all that video editing and all that type of, time consuming stuff. So it actually, it seems to be actually, a trend, because I do have some people telling me to listen to a few podcasts here and there too. So, I mean, I guess it's something that a lot of people are starting to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I notice a lot of like comedians do it a lot. And I think that's what she listens to the most is like the stand-up comedians podcast. So that's where we.
I've heard a few things about the. Oh, sorry. Yep.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just gonna say that's where we started getting the idea that we wanted to do it, because we like the ones that we listen to. So yeah,
dude. It's it's something that's it's simple. It's more kind of just you don't have to. Because again, when you're watching a video, you got to be there. You got to you can just put your headphones in, kind of do your thing, and listen to a podcast, and it makes it more, you're not really worried about being in front of a screen or anything like that. So again, it puts you in more of a position to be, you're there, but you're also doing stuff. You're not just sitting there watching a video. So it's right. Cool. I feel like the concept is very cool, and I've never actually been on a podcast, so that's awesome, man.
First time.
I'm glad to dude. First time for everything, man. I'm glad to get the experience going, and it's kind of like the first time you do karaoke, man.
Yeah, I don't do that.
You're always like, oh, you see what I'm saying? That's what I mean, dude. It takes a lot of, it either takes a lot of alcohol, or it takes a lot of like people just being like, come on, man, just do it. Or maybe a little bit of both. But I remember like once you get up and you do your first karaoke thing, and once it's done, you do feel like for me, for lack of a better word, you feel like a badass.
I could imagine. Yeah, I could imagine. As you know, I used to do music, like write and record hip hop. Yes. You did as well.
Yes.
Have you ever performed? Because I have not.
I have. I actually have. Nothing too crazy. Like nothing, obviously. Like I didn't make it, people. I didn't make it that crazy far. But I definitely performed like at when I was living in Toronto. At some smaller venues when I was kind of just starting my stuff, and you do your little like you do your little open mics, I guess you would call them that, right? Your open mic nights and stuff like that. You get up on stage, and there's whatever, 10 people, 20 people, something like that. But my most memorable one, to be honest with you, was my high school talent show.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, that was the most memorable, because that was that was me, and shout outs to my homie Cash, man. I don't know what his stage name is now, but he is doing great.
Big things.
His nickname was just Cat. He was doing great. He's doing great. The last time someone actually showed me his music, I don't remember the exact numbers. I don't want to start spewing numbers out there and getting them all wrong, but someone like, because when you go on Spotify, you can see kind of like how many people are listening and all that, right? So
Yeah.
I remember he typed in his name, and I was just like, dude, this guy's got a following, man. He's got a
Nice.
pretty, yeah. I'm like, wow. But anyways, yeah, my high school talent show, it was him and I. We were performing, and we had a big stage. Like, we had a good sized stage in the cafeteria, man. The cafeteria was packed, and it was kind of like mandatory to be there, but then some people obviously had the cooler kids going outside.
Right.
We don't want to be here. This is lame, whatever. Right? So, but everybody else, because we kind of hyped it up too, right? We were like telling people that we're gonna try to perform, do a good performance and everything. And I just remember being on stage, and I forgot my lines. Like, I just forgot.
Oh no.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Like, halfway through like my verse, I just completely blanked, and I started like dancing.
Yes. That's how you do it,
Like,
man.
that's how you got to save it, right? So
Right.
my immediate reaction was to like start and I knew in my head, I was like, okay, if I dance for like 20 seconds or 15 seconds, that's all that's left in my verse, and then Cash's verse was going to go on. So I started dancing. The crowd loved it. Cash's face, he was just like, he thought I botched the whole thing up, but then he was just like, oh my gosh, like the crowd was loving it. His verse, he did great, and we didn't end up winning, but I think we came like second or third. We didn't. I don't. Whoever won was like, I think it was like a singer or something. It was something incredible. Like, we couldn't beat it. It was something just off the top. We couldn't top it. But I remember we came like top 3 for sure, and yeah, that was probably the most memorable in terms of music. But man, it's funny how you start thinking about certain memories.
Yeah.
When you have all this time on your hands now, when you're locked up and stuff. By the way, how is everything going in South Dakota? How's everything going in like just in general, like in your area, with this whole lockdown?
South
thing?
Dakota's
Like, what's
dumb.
the procedure?
South Dakota's dumb, bro. We don't have any procedure. Like, our governor didn't believe that it was necessary to begin with to have any sort of lockdown. We did have lockdown for, I don't know, probably 6-7 months. She was completely against it.
Wow.
And then after that, they were just kind of like, well, let's just open everything back up. They had limited occupancy and things like that. But for the most part, as soon as it was done being really, really bad, they kind of just said, screw it, and we're just going to open everything up. Of course, in other states it's different, right? I think California still has some pretty like strict lockdowns, but South Dakota was never too bad. Yeah, it wasn't like super locked down, I guess. But
is it, and is it state to state? It's like, because it's so different. Obviously, like, you being in the US, but by the way, I don't have a lot of American friends, so hearing things from like an American point of view is crazy. I'm just saying. Because like, I always get to just either watch it, or like, I don't like to watch too many news channels because they blow things up, right? They like to tell you kind of whatever that they want you to hear. So I like hearing it from you or from Trig or someone else that's like, okay, you know what, this person lives it.
Right.
They're there.
Right.
So, like, as far as what I've been kind of seeing, it's like every state has its own like certain, I guess, restrictions.
Yeah.
Or if that's what's going, like, it's not like a full on like the US is going into this whole thing. It's like state to state to state.
Yep. State to state. Basically the local governments kind of dictate what we do as a state.
Okay.
And our mayor here and our governor kind of clashed head to head a lot on like mask mandates and lockdowns and what can be open, what's maximum occupancy. He thought we should be locked down longer than we
Wow.
were. She didn't think we should be locked down at all. And as a result, South Dakota was actually like leading the nation in COVID cases in my city. Like my city was the leading city in the nation for COVID
Wow.
cases. So for a while there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty good, but I don't leave my house. So, I mean, you know, I was pretty safe the whole time.
Is it like
basically.
right now? Are you guys still under? Okay, are you guys still under the same restrictions as before? Like, is it just like back to normal or
Everything's pretty
like
much back to normal now. Yeah,
Really?
pretty much.
Because yeah, over here we are struggling, dude. We're like we're struggling.
Is it bad over
We're
there?
really struggling. Oh, dude, it's like, you know, we're leading like we're leading in Canada. We're leading in the nation too. Like where I'm
Oh,
from in
man.
Manitoba. Yeah, so like we're the one of the worst provinces in if not the worst province in Canada. I'm not sure again of the exact stat, but I think it was like the percentage of like how do you say it? Like infection percentage
Okay.
per certain amount of people. Like that's so I guess for every 100,000 people, like this is the amount of people that would be infected. Like that's how we're leading it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and it's because I live in the biggest city in Manitoba. I live in Winnipeg, right? I live in the biggest city, and again, I feel exactly what you just said. Like at one point, we went from like having like 5-6 cases a day to having like 700-800 cases a day.
Yes.
And our governor, our dude in charge, the guy up top, the guy pulling the strings. He didn't implement, he didn't put restrictions in fast enough, and it's scary because where I work, like beside me where I work, at this major furniture warehouse, there was 3 people that were infected with COVID, and they had to shut the whole place down, but we stayed open. And it's interesting to see how people in like from a business point of view, no one wants to lose money, man. We're all human. No one wants to lose money. It sucks. It always sucks.
Yeah.
But would you rather look at it like, okay, you know what, maybe these months that we're not open are going to be safer, are going to be better for me personally, for my family. Like, I was reading an article online about a guy who he didn't believe in COVID. He didn't believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Simple as that. Said it wasn't real. He didn't believe it. So one of the other gentlemen was like, okay, so you don't believe in COVID. So he's like, why don't you go into a hospital and volunteer?
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
He's like, you don't believe it, right? You shouldn't be afraid of it. So why don't you, like, the hospital definitely needs volunteers. So why don't you go into a hospital and volunteer? And he couldn't back. He had nothing to say.
Oh, man.
It's dirty. I don't want to be well. So what, you believe in dirt and germs, but you don't believe in COVID?
I mean, it's
Like,
a virus. So, I mean, it's a real thing. So,
it's what, and it's the ignorance, man. It's a lot of people just don't have the ability to accept that. And, it's scary though, man. It's scary.
Yeah.
How, like, what's your point of view on the whole, like, mask wearing, anti-mask wearing? Like, do you have it? Like, are you just following procedures, or do you have an actual, like, standpoint of it? Because I don't know, maybe, again, I'm speaking from a Canadian point of view. I know in America, again, where I'm seeing all these anti-mask rallies, and they're happening over here too. But
yeah.
what's your opinion on that?
At first I hated it. I didn't like, I mean, not like the ideal behind it, just never wearing a mask in my life and having to do that for 18 months now has been, it was weird to get used to. But now our mask restrictions are gone. We don't have any more, but I still wear a mask everywhere I go. Kind of like burned into my brain at this point. Yeah, South Dakota completely lifted it.
There's no place that's like, oh wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, this was a couple
Okay.
months ago, I think. Or they started talking about it a couple months ago. I think it's been going on for like almost a month now, where like my wife and her sister will go to Walmart sometimes and they'll forget a mask and it's no big deal, but I always wear mine. They don't yell at you anymore for not wearing one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you guys like, and again, the cases there have been okay.
So far so good now. Definitely way lower. I actually haven't been keeping up on like case numbers day to day anymore. But
Right.
I don't think
Right.
it's
It's a
not.
lot to. It's a little depressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's true. Um yeah, so that's dark, right? But I have talked about on the first couple episodes, and I think in one or both of the videos that I've uploaded since I came back, talked about how, I mean, the pandemic has definitely, it's definitely been a reason as to why hobbies and collecting in general have went to the toilet,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
All the card printing
Absolutely.
facilities sold, graphics cards can't be made because of the
Yeah.
silicone shortage,
Oh.
all that.
Oh. Oh.
A bunch of dumb
And not
stuff.
even just like I will not oh my goodness, man. I literally don't even get me started on the whole graphics card thing, man. I don't even like that to me like I okay, put it like this. Last week I actually I messaged the person that I bought my PC from just to see if there was any, spare parts he had that, he's a great guy. He would just kind of, say, "Hey, you know what? I have, extra this, extra that if you need it." So I messaged him and he's like, your 10 like I have a GTX 1070. He's like, "Your 1070." He's like, "The one that's in your computer is selling for $1,000."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I bought the computer for $1,000.
Yeah.
So
It's nuts.
and like this was prior to this whole boom, right? So now I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this thing and I'm like this car like take out every other element of this computer, everything else, but this one piece that's now in my computer. And I'm not even talking RTX here. Like I'm not. Don't get me started on that because I just can't.
Right.
But for this thing, and I forget how old a GTX 1070 is, but for it to be going for $1,000, these cryptocurrency miners, man, this thing is nuts.
Bro, yeah. So now that you say that, that's kind of funny because I was laying in bed this morning. I woke up a little late, slept in, Saturday.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah,
woke up
absolutely.
I woke up at like 10:30 and I grabbed my phone and I was scrolling through Facebook and I was a part of this I got banned. I was a part of this computer building group. And somebody was,
I got banned.
yeah,
No.
I'm banned right now. Somebody was talking about graphics card prices. Like they shared a picture of their mining rig, and it was 15 RTX 3080s. And the
Oh
comments were
my
going like
god.
nuts. Like some people were for it, some people were against it. But the people that were against it, other people were commenting on theirs, telling them how stupid they were and that it wasn't miners' faults. And it's the shortage. And so
Oh
I
my
I just
goodness.
typed out that, I can't remember, somebody said they were like, "You're naive if you think that this is the miner's fault or whatever," and I was like, exactly. Um, I can't remember what I said now because I got banned and I can't go back and look. But I was basically being sarcastic,
Oh
saying
no.
exactly, if you're out there buying 15 cards, you're not part of the problem at all. But in
Oh
reality,
my
you are. Like,
goodness.
you can say that you're not all you want, but this person somehow found a way to buy 15 cards in a shortage and then claim that they're not the problem.
That's
And
I
I'm
can
banned.
only I'm trying to picture it like and I'm banned. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
And
not my first
it's
rodeo.
just these people like yeah, dude, and like I'm trying to figure because again I'm talking to the same guy who's again same gentleman who sold me the computer. He's mining right now, and he told me he's like, yeah, dude, like you can mine. I'm not for it personally. I'm not that type of person that's gonna be for like that's a lot on your computer, right? That's a lot on your graphics card. That's a lot on your hydro bill, right?
Yeah.
Hydro's not free. Okay, I pay hydro.
True.
It's
True.
not free.
Would that be
So
like electric bill in America? Is that what you mean?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. Electric bill, water bill, yeah.
By the
yeah,
way, for anybody who
exactly.
doesn't know, AlreadyBentSlinky is from Canada, so
Canadians,
the Great White
represent
North,
Canadians.
You know,
The Maple Leafs are playing tonight, bud.
are they playing tonight?
They are playing tonight.
Hey,
man.
there you
Maple
go.
Leafs. So it's actually they're playing the Canadians. So let's go Toronto. Shout out to Toronto, man. I hope they do it, man. I mean, I've never been a big hockey fan, but being where I am now in Winnipeg, we have the Jets, so it's all I got to get into the hockey mood.
Hey, there you go.
Hockey.
You got any money on it or what?
For Toronto, I don't know enough about hockey. Hockey. I'm gonna start saying it like that. Hockey. I don't know enough about it. Yeah. To put money on it. Some people know so much about it, man. It's such a fast paced. Like my eyes, I gotta squint because the puck is it's barely visible. I'm so used to seeing, right? Like you're squinting at the TV, and then before you know it, there's a goal, and you're like, "How did that? Like, what happened?" You're like, "What happened?"
I missed the whole thing
until they slow it down, and then they show you.
Right,
Exactly. Then they slow it down, then you're like, "Oh, that looks so cool." But yeah, man, that's the Canadian thing. Hockey, man. It's always
funny.
been the I know. It's always been a kind of like a not a I don't know. It's different when you're in Canada because every Canadian expects you to know hockey.
Right.
They expect you right off the bat to be like, "Oh, you're watching the game tonight," and I'm like, "Yeah, basketball." And he's like, "What?"
That's true. Actually, that is true. I think the first time I met you, I didn't, admittedly, expect you to be talking about the NBA because you're from Canada. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a stereotype. I'm not sure, but I guess it is.
No, dude. It's everybody here. Everybody here they love their hockey, man. They love it over here. Like the Jets, again. The Jets, they got through to the second round of the playoffs, so we're all in it. And again, Toronto's trying to close their series out tonight.
Nice.
Oh, see, I'm in it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm keeping up.
Well, there you go.
I'm trying to keep it up, right? You gotta, because again, people at work they'll come up to me and be like, "Dude, that double overtime," and I'm like, "Basketball?"
Yeah.
The question mark.
Exactly.
It's hilarious, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Nice. So, I had a couple questions for you. For the people out there,
dude,
and I know that
absolutely.
I stopped by the live stream last night when I got home, and looked like the chat was pretty excited to listen to this episode when you were on it. So I wanted to ask you some things that they might find interesting.
That's awesome.
When
let's do it.
All right. When did you start collecting? And it doesn't have to be Pokemon cards. It could be, when you were a kid, football cards, or, I know you do the clothing stuff. I would consider that collecting. I mean, I collect Supreme.
Right. Ooh. Okay, can I put it like my first major I'll say my first major collection, and this is for you guys must know, you guys and gals. I'll say it for the people, you guys and gals, you goons and goblins.
Yes.
You guys know. You must know about Beanie Babies. Okay.
Yes.
PYs, Beanie Babies, whatever you want to call them. Short, simple story. When I was a kid, I have two sisters, and my father would, go off on these, adventures all day, go to some, different thrift stores and vintage stores and warehouses. And I kid you not, it was like a trail of Beanie Babies everywhere you went. There were these, and there's so many.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different, right? You have these, you have the animals, you have all the, there's so many. So I remember getting a Beanie Baby, and I was like, hey, I want to be the king. I want to have so many of these that I want them all. Like it was you know, the Pokemon mentality, and you know, my sisters were all in it. Even my father was like, okay, so every time I see one, then I'm picking it up. You know, it was crazy. So Beanie Babies would have been the first major collection, man.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. I had Beanie Babies.
Definitely.
I had a lot of Beanie Babies.
That's what I'm saying. It was one of those universal ones where I'm like, I had a few other ones, but I'm like, Beanie Babies seem like, yeah. And there's so many sizes, right? You can get like, you remember the McDonald's promo Beanie Babies?
Oh yeah, the little guys,
the little small ones, and then
yeah.
You have the giant ones, and it's like, how many of these things can you possibly like? I remember at one point my mom was like, "How many can you possibly get?" And I was just like, it's endless.
You can't have enough, to be honest.
Can't have enough. You absolutely not.
Beanie Babies, man. That's good. I like that one. I think everybody, at least anybody who grew up in the 90s.
That's a throwback, man.
Yeah. I think anybody who grew up in the 90s had those.
And they're still making them. They're still making them today, man.
Are they still making them?
I mean, they're still making. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They're obviously not as. They're probably not as the original ones, obviously, and all that. But they're probably still making them, man. They're they're still pumping them out. Sure.
Gotta be. What as of right now, what are you collecting right now? Pokemon. Anything else?
Pokemon for sure. I am collecting Pokemon. So for anyone that doesn't know, again already, I do collect a lot of vintage clothing and just vintage goods in general. And it's different because when you don't have a set kind of like, you're not like, okay, I'm gonna go and collect sunglasses, or I'm gonna go and collect, coats. It's like you just kind of put your broad spectrum at like vintage. That's it. Right. So if I go out somewhere and I see, something that's really awesome, it looks cool, it's from the 70s, from the 80s, maybe it's from the 90s, I'll just pick it up. I'll put it in, I have a walk-in closet, which is my favorite room in my house, in my apartment.
you have a tour video.
It's my favorite room in the house. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it already, I do have a closet walk video on my channel. I was trying to make more of those, but they are really tedious to make because you got to do the whole slow-mo thing and my camera and that. It's a lot of work, but I did enjoy making it. So, we'll see, maybe a couple of those in the future, but definitely my favorite room in the house. And
nice.
You go inside and I love there's just a bunch of vintage everywhere and stuff like that. But definitely right now, in terms of Pokemon, talking Pokemon, by the way, Chilling Reign, for you guys that are getting excited, I just want to put that out there. Chilling Reign. I don't know how the set's gonna be, but I'm pretty excited just to see. But for Pokemon, I'm collecting as of right now the base set unlimited. Man, I am almost done.
Ooh,
I'm very happy to say that, Kat. I'm almost done, man.
I think I heard on your stream last night that you already have the big three. So
I have the big
getting
three.
Close.
That is correct. I'm getting close. I'm missing a few hollows, and the thing is too is that I did read in a post as well. You can you don't have to have them all in pristine condition to start off. Get your whole collection set, get it all setted out first, right? Have all the cards, and then go over each card that you want to get a better condition of, right? Like you don't have to go crazy. Right, spending PSA 10 this condition and near mint this, near mint that, and so anything base set unlimited, I'm going after. But dude, Pokemon is scary right now. It's a scary, ugly thing right now. It's not.
It's rough.
It's not a nice place.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I do want to take credit for anybody that can find battle styles. Because I can find it everywhere. I just refuse to buy it.
Yeah.
And I said in November that set was going to be trash. I'm not a fan. I don't know. I mean, you might be a fan. Listeners might be a fan. I don't like it.
It's not, we opened some yesterday. We opened some on the channel yesterday. It wasn't bad. It's, the pull ratio. The pull ratios are terrible.
That's what it is.
I mean, if you, it's, you know, we weren't pulling anything too crazy, and I was just like, man, like I don't know if they do that specifically for each set because it's based on the amount of card. Like, I don't know why that's the case for certain sets, why it's not, because dude, like for Lost Thunder, for example, man, the hit ratio is nuts for that set, dude.
Is it?
If you ever get the chance to, dude, Kat, if you ever get the chance to get your hands on any Lost Thunder packs, and I mean, I've got them luckily at like $10 a pack Canadian, but I've seen them as high as like 14, $15 because,
Damn.
you know, they're like what, 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
And dude, I mean, that Rainbow Rare Lugia is going for like, it's like a $500 card,
Whew.
something like that, $300-400 card.
Okay.
Yeah, but the pull ratio in that set is fantastic, dude. We pulled the Mimikyu, we pulled the Rainbow Rare Mimikyu, which is like $80 on the channel, and you know,
Nice.
it's a great set.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but what are you thinking of Chilling Reign? What are the thoughts?
So, since I've been away from the YouTubes, I haven't really looked at it too much. I even skipped it on distribution. Like, I didn't attempt to get any.
Ooh, really?
But like I said, I don't know anything about it. The only thing that I know for sure is that it still retains the battle style mechanics, which the rapid strike and single strike tags on the cards is what ruined battle styles for me to begin with. The tag on the art kind of just killed it.
Right.
So they're bringing it back for
Right.
that, and then they're also bringing it back for the August set as well. And I just don't know how I feel about that. Usually when they do this gimmicky, I think Jay's told us this before when we were at his breaks, but usually when they do like this gimmicky mechanic, it usually lasts for about 3 sets. Except for the Amazing Rares, I think it only lasted for Vivid Voltage and Shining Fates. I don't think they had any more after that so far. And that sucks, 'cause those are my favorite. Those are my favorite cards. Vivid Voltage pull rates, by the way, insane.
Oh, dude, those
Loved it.
Oh, dude, and you know what? I will take full responsibility because I was one of those guys that when Vivid Voltage came out, I was like, this set's terrible.
Yeah, you're saying that. You're saying that in the breaks.
I said, yeah. Oh, I said it, dude. I'm like, Vivid Voltage is terrible. I didn't like it at all. I didn't really, you know, I'm like, oh, the chonk. I didn't like it. And then now that I'm seeing what's coming after it, I'm like, you know what? I would take Vivid Voltage over Shining Fates. I'd probably take Vivid Voltage over Shining Fates.
Yeah.
Just based on, Shining Fates. I feel like Shining Fates was a bit of a disappointment because they didn't. I feel like with the amount of people that were waiting, like nobody got it.
Yeah.
Nobody that wanted it got it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's a big
problem.
problem.
And the people that really wanted it paid the price for it. And of course, like, you're not going to get that Charizard off the bat. You're not going to get those good cards off the bat.
Right.
So, like, I think when Vivid Voltage dropped, a lot more people had the opportunity. It was still sold out. It was still going crazy. But I still feel like people had the opportunity to get it in, you know, to get in before that whole, like, I just remember Shining Fates was just, you couldn't get it anywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
True.
For the first like week, it was just, you couldn't. It was impossible. People were, you know.
Yeah. I'm starting to see it a little more at the comic shop. The problem is the comic book shop is taxing. They're kind of pulling the same price as the aftermarket because why not? But they had like the Shiny Crobat premium collection for Shining Fates, and that was like, they had it marked up to like $84. And then the ETBs are $120 over there, and they have like 8 in stock, but it's like you can even find them anymore on eBay for like $70. So it's like, why are you still charging?
There you go.
$120. I won't even pay $70 for the set. To be honest, I won't.
Yeah. And again, your whole theory is actually coming true. And I you know what? I'll say it on the podcast. I don't feel bad. I do not feel, if you went out there If you went out there and you bought 30, 40 of these ETBs and you're sitting on 20, 30 of them and you don't want to rip it because you're scared of losing profit, sir, I don't feel bad for you.
Yes.
I don't.
Exactly.
I don't do it. I won't, because again, it's not, if you're going to go buy 20 ETBs and rip them, then shoot, let me know. I'll be
right. I just said,
I'll be there.
Give me a call.
I'll watch that.
Right. I'll make the chicken wings. I'll be over in a minute.
That's what I'm saying, right? Yeah, you sit down, have a little dinner, and now, hey man, I'm game to watch 20 ETBs being busted open. But if you're telling me you're gonna buy 20 or 30 of these things and sit, I met a guy here that has about 25 Hidden Fates ETBs, and he is guaranteeing me, he's like, dude, these are all gonna be worth $1,000 by next year, and I'm like each? He's like, yeah. And I don't believe it. I can't believe it. And
can I tell you a secret?
I get it. It's Hidden Fates. It's a nice set. Oh, go ahead, man.
I got word from distribution that they are reprinting the base set Sun and Moon ETBs. And that kind of just, to me, proved that Pokemon Company can go at any point and reprint any damn thing that they want. So I don't think it's going to be worth $1,000 in a year. I don't think so. Maybe eventually it will be.
Back to Sun and Moon base.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, over like whatever, 20, the course of what, 40, 50? Whatever,
yo, we get to 50th anniversary. It might be.
Sure.
It might be. But in a year, I don't think
it might
so.
be. Yeah.
Pokemon's still planning on opening their 3 new card printing facilities in 2022. So that alone should drive the aftermarket on most things down.
Yeah.
This person just wants a sale.
It's, you know what? It's, yeah, dude. And you know what? I like it because it'll get back to normal. Kids will be able to get what they want. It's I hate it to the point of, the biggest issue, and again, I don't mean to, go off on a rant, but it's like, if you work a full-time job, right? You work a full-time job, you go to work, and then you go to Walmart after, and you scalp just to make extra on the side. It's like the amount of time and effort you're putting into this for the little amount of gain that you're getting,
right?
Just because there's an opportunity to make money. Like, that's, when there's an opportunity to make money, people are going to jump at it, and it's sad because those same people could just be, you don't need it. It's clearly not needed, and you're damaging the hobby.
Right. Exactly. And it's banana bonkers to me that people do this.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're trying to sell for a little bit of a profit, right? So if you get on eBay, let's say you get a Shining Fates ETB, and you go on eBay, you're a scalper, you're a Scumlord scalper, and you hop on eBay and list it for $70 because that's like the current going rate. So you sell it for $70, and you may get shipping for that. Fine. So you don't have to pay shipping, but then you have to pay eBay like 10%. And PayPal 2.5%. So there's 12% of your profit anyway. So how much money are you really making? I mean, is it really worth?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Yeah, the what, 10? Yeah, like the $10 or the $20, like whatever the end profit result is. Yeah, exactly. It's no, it's sad, man. It's really difficult to wrap my head around it, and I'm vintage route because I know that you can't scalp vintage cards.
True,
right?
True.
They're unscalpable.
Right.
Right. They're unscalpable, and you got to have the you have to have the knowledge. Like I refuse to buy these things. Like I saw a guy who was trying to sell. What was he trying to sell? I couldn't believe it. And this is a true story, guys. So there's one guy who's trying to sell open Champions Path packs. So he put a post on Facebook, and he's like, Champions. This is all the posts. He said Champions Path packs, $3 a pop. Right? I'm like, okay. So I go into the thing, I read it, and he's like, all these packs have been scanned. He's like, my friend scanned these packs searching for a specific card. Wink, wink, Charizard. I'm like, there's no other card you probably want. So
Yeah, not in James
like you were
Draft.
looking for the Charizard. He scanned all the packs, and I don't know what scanned means. I get like what is this? Does he have like an infrared scanner, like where you can see what's in? Like, I have no idea how he figured that these were, non Charizard packs. But he's like, yeah, we scanned them all, and there's not nothing that my friend needs is in them, so we're selling them for $3 each.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I'm like, wow, dude, like what's the point in this?
Right.
Like who's gonna buy these?
That's what I'm saying, dude. A lot of it doesn't make sense, but they think it makes sense to them, right? Like they have this entrepreneurial mindset that doesn't make any sense to anybody else.
Or I love the posts where it's like, that you see this like big lot of like random cards, and then the guy's like, yeah, I spent about $750 on all this. I want to at least get $650 back.
Right. Right. My favorite thing is when you're scrolling through
Why
Facebook.
does it work like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's like my favorite thing is scrolling through Facebook, and you'll see like the posts of people selling something for just stupid over the price, and then a bunch of people laugh reacting at them, and then the comments go nuts that say, "Oh, it's not a bad price. It's not a bad price." And it's usually
the comments are it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, but it's usually like, oh, if you're not gonna pay this price, then you're either poor, or I can't remember the other thing. But these people, a lot of the things that the scalpers jump to right away is poor. Like, you're too poor to afford it. No, I'm not. I can afford it. I don't want to.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that if I wanted to go out and buy. And if I wanted to buy an RTX 3090, okay, if I wanted a 3090 at retail price, a 3090 is what? Like, I don't know, it's like $1,200, something like that, $1,500.
Yeah,
something like around there. So if I wanted to go and buy so you're saying if I don't want to go and spend the $5,000 that I've seen these things at, I've seen these things as high as 6,000 Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
From scalpers on my page. So you're telling me that I'm too broke.
No, you're too poor
to pay $6,000, or too poor to pay $6,000.
Yeah, you're too poor
for an item that isn't. Yeah. I can't afford a six. Like,
stop being poor. What are you doing?
Stop being poor.
Just don't. I don't get it.
It's like just don't be poor anymore. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, well, how about you don't how about you not like put something up for that? It's just, oh my gosh,
just
dude.
knock it off. I don't get it. It's dumb. It's dumb. Well, we may never understand why, but those people make me laugh, and that's fine. So, your vintage clothing stuff. Did you want to plug the shop? He's got a shop. It's
yes,
really nice.
Yes. Guys, I've got a shop. It's if you guys are familiar with Etsy, ETSY, just go to Etsy.com. You type it into Google, it'll take you there. The shop name is Vintage Mix West. All one word, VMW, just like BMW, but BMW. I don't have no BMW.
Not yet.
VMW, vintage. Not yet. And if I did, I would get a very classy old one, because I do not like the new ones. I'm into very old cars. I like the old cars, and you get a break on your insurance. Get that classic car insurance.
Hey, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
Right. A little break. But yes, Vintage Mix West. It's awesome, guys. If you guys are ever looking for, like, I know right now, especially it's sports season, so sports jerseys, anything that's kind of vintage-esque 90s 80s stuff, hey, shoot me a message, or you can just go on the page, like something, and buy what you like. We always have new things in the shop. So
awesome.
By the way, Kat, I just want to say too, why don't you inform me, but I know a lot of people want to hear more about this giveaway, this ETB giveaway. So why don't you just let let me know because I want to know too. I want to sign. I
Oh,
want to get my sign up in
you
there,
want to get
man.
in there?
What's going on
Okay.
with that?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah, so-
Yeah. So the Collecting Dust podcast is giving away a Battle Styles ETB because I don't want it. Right. Get it away from me. So it's fully sealed. It was in the shipment. My first shipment from the distributor that I got. I sold everything except for the
Right.
one booster box and 2 ETBs, and I opened one ETB and realized that I didn't like the set, so I kept the other one sealed. So we're giving that away. The only requirement was initially to leave a 5-star review and a comment on your platform of choice. However, I'm coming to realize that I think only Apple Podcasts lets you do that, and not everybody has an iPhone. So I've just been putting people that commented on that video. And I'll put your name in the hat too, obviously, for showing up. But yeah, we're doing that. And I'm going to announce that in next week's episode. So we'll do the drawing and everything.
Nice, dude. And do you guys have any any plans for any other like guests, or are you thinking of getting some other people involved, or
so far it was just you for the Collecting Dust.
Okay.
I reached out to a couple other Funko Pop creators that I like. Except the one group that it's a husband and wife group, J&K Collect. They're awesome, but I want a giveaway from them, and they haven't responded to me on the giveaway or the podcast invite yet because they just had a baby. Baby was just born last week, so congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them. Absolutely, man. That's
fantastic.
If there's something to take your time away for the minute, for the moment, that would definitely do it. Yes, no, so that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
Congratulations, man.
So yeah,
that's good.
All right, man. Well, I think
that's good stuff. Good stuff.
I think we'll probably wrap it up here.
I got one more question for you, Dad. I got one more question.
What's up?
Flesh and Blood, talk to me.
Bro, what do you want to know, dude? Flesh and Blood is dope, dude. It's so
talk to
good.
Me, man. Talk to me, because I'm seeing more. You were telling me about it a couple months ago, and you know what? I'm that type of person where I kind of I'll hit my head against the wall sometimes, because it's like someone will tell me something 3-4 months, down the road, and I'll see something or I'll hear something 4 months later, and it's like I heard this. Like the things that you get to see or hear, don't take them for granted, everybody. If you get some inside knowledge about something, especially about a hobby or something that's going crazy, because I'm seeing these Flesh and Blood first edition, but I'm seeing these things going for I can't even see them anymore.
Money.
How much they're flying, dude.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm saying you were the first person to tell me about it, man. So I mean, is there anything I need to know about this? Is there something I should get? Should I get into it now? Is it too late?
I don't think it's too late. I think when the next set comes out, which I don't exactly know when that is right now, Monarch just came out.
Okay.
At the beginning of May, so that's the newest set. So it'll probably be a few months yet. I got that box on TCG Player. They did a collaboration with the producer of the game to release some at-home kits for people to get, which was a first edition box and a couple promos.
Okay.
So I got the box and the 2 promos for 127 shipped on there. I got lucky enough to buy one. They were being botted and scalped like crazy. Well, I don't want to say scalped because it was like a pre-order thing, but they were being botted terribly.
At this point, you can't buy them though. At this point, they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
Jeez.
But I got one. When it came in on May the 7th, it was worth a little over $538. And Alpha Investments is a YouTuber who talks about Magic the Gathering investing, but he's heavily invested in Flesh and Blood and thinks that the Monarch boxes will be 1,000 by holiday 2021. And the game's just fun, right? Like I don't want to just hop into something that just for the money. You know what I mean? The game's actually super dope.
Right. Absolutely. Does it play like a little bit more like Magic? Does it have more of like a Yu-Gi-Oh? Like what's more of the game style?
I think it's more like Magic. You have starting health pool, and the really cool part is it's kind of like a fantasy builder MMO. Like you pick your character. Each new set introduces 4 new characters.
Right.
And you build them with
Right.
weapons and armor and spells, different things like that. And that's how you attack.
Okay.
And then your other cards are kind of like your defense
Ooh.
and blocking. So it's just kind of like a one-on-one
Okay,
duel,
okay.
like assassin versus mage or whatever. And it's really fun. It's a really fun game.
Wow.
I like it.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
No,
it's
well,
sick.
dude. Again, I've heard nothing but great things about it, and most recently, again, one of my coworkers at work, he's big into I think it's what's the game called? Oh man, Hearthstone.
Yeah. Yep.
Is it? Yeah. So he's big into Hearthstone, and he was telling me about Flesh and Blood, and as soon as he said it, I was like, yeah. I was like, I actually called. Believe it or not, I called you Cat in front of him.
Oh yeah.
If you guys can believe that.
I like that.
No, I don't use my Cavity Cat's real name because since I've met him, it's been Cat, and that's what it's been. I'm like, oh yeah, my friend Cat. You told me about that. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. So hopefully he didn't think it was maybe Catherine or something.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But
Catherine.
either way, yeah, he was telling me that he's saying, Flesh and Blood. He said it's going nuts right now, and he's trying his best to get some product. And he told me, he said look into it, and I'm like, look into it. Someone already told me to look into it, man.
Yeah.
I've already been told.
It's so good, dude.
So,
It's so good.
yeah, dude. But yeah, man, I appreciate being here, man. Appreciate being here, collecting dust. I like it, man. This is the new thing. It's a new wave.
Absolutely.
I like it.
I appreciate you hopping on the first interview here for this podcast, man. It means a lot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Before
Dude.
I go, my wife is home.
It's only one step at a time, man. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Before I go, plug the socials for us. Where can we find you?
Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, goons and goblins, this is your homie, AlreadyBentSlinky, off the channel of My Cavity Cat. We're collecting dust. You can find me on the channel AlreadyBentSlinky. Best channel I've got, to be honest, because all my other plugs are there. But look me up on YouTube, AlreadyBentSlinky, all one word. The Discord is in all my videos. You guys can join the Discord. It's a great time. We go live every Friday, and we give away Pokemon cards. It's pretty simple. I mean, I think My Cavity Cat can vouch for that one.
Oh yeah.
We give away Pokemon cards. And if you like Pokemon, guys, if you like having fun, if you like playing mini games, and hey, again, walking away with some fun prizes, come check it out. It's always a great time every Friday. And when so we're expecting, is it the podcast is it every week? On when would the next episode be, My Cavity Cat? Mondays. Okay. So I'm looking forward to hearing the next podcast as well, guys. Check it out, Collecting Dust, My Cavity Cat, and also check out his channel, guys. My Cavity Cat. He's got a great YouTube channel, great content. He had to take a little break. Even the greatest got to take breaks. Okay, so he took a little break. He's back. He's making some great videos, making some great content. And dude, I saw your last video, by the way. Congrats. You had like 35, 36 comments, man. You had a bunch of people going nuts, man. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, it was good.
Right. So good stuff, man.
I like it.
Yeah, dude, good stuff. Keep it going, man. Keep it going.
We'll try.
That's it.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to the interview. It means a great deal to me that you come on back to the Collecting Dust podcast each and every week. And a special thanks to Jazz, a.k.a. AlreadyBentSlinky, for being a guest on the show. And if you have a small audience or a following and you want to flip-flop on our audiences and you want to come on the show, send me an email. cancelcallproductions@gmail.com. As well as any funny stories. I like to close out the podcast with a funny story. And as of late, I cannot seem to think of any funny stories. So maybe you have one, or maybe you have a heinous hobby, or maybe you have another story related to collecting that you want shown or have me tell to the viewers and the listeners. If that's the case, you can go ahead and send an email to that same email, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. You can be part of the project with us. So yeah, man, I think that is going to close it out for this week's episode of Collecting Dust. Again, thank you guys so much for stopping by. It means a lot to me. I will see you next week, and we will also get ready for a Suspiracy. That'll be on the way too. Yeah, I'm going to take off. So thank you guys very much. You have a pleasant week. Take care.